And one thing I'd kind of like to get at is coming in. You know, you had said that you wanted to send a clear message, you know, and that taxpayers are forefront of your mind. And this is, I'm looking through my notes here, talking about some of the top priorities. You said you wanted to set the tone coming into the mayor's office. What is that tone you want to set coming into office?
That we're here to serve, and you know, however small or trite the problem may be, we're here to serve. However big the problem, we were elected in November. We talked about a lot of issues in the campaign, but the underlying issue is, in my opinion, is always that the mayor should be the chief public servant, and I intend to do that.
Challenges that the city of Quincy is facing. You mentioned finances and a message coming from up on high in the White House and the governor's office. How do you perceive these sorts of things as a mayor of a city of 90,000?
Well, let me say this. The finances are always an issue at the local level. For that matter, I guess at every level. And cities and towns are having to live under the 2.5 restrictions, as well as the decrease in local aid over recent years because the finances at the state level haven't been as healthy. We're fortunate. You know, in the city we have good services overall. But it's important to recognize the signals that are there. And the signals are pretty clear to me that we're in for a tough period of time. We're already hearing from people that, you know, they're struggling. So one is we can anticipate that we probably won't be getting any new local aid from the state during these times. The federal government, between the war and the difficulties of the federal economy, I don't see any new federal money coming down the line. And we've got to try to keep, in particular under times when people are hurting, we want to keep the taxes as affordable as we can. So we've got to be smart about how we proceed with the budget. The most emotional issue that I came across during the course of the last several months, this issue has just ripped apart families, and it's more prevalent than I never knew out there. And being in living rooms, being in neighborhoods, talking to folks, hearing the concerns and issues, and then you start to look at it, and you look at the stats, and you see what's really happening with the overdoses being reported at the emergency room, what the medicals are responding to by the fire department. More often than not, they're not heart attacks anymore, they're drug overdoses. That was 60% above the state average on overdoses. Those are all pretty strong numbers that back up what the feeling is out there. And you know, we've got to do more. We've got to do better. So, for example, I talked a little bit about, I think we could beef up the drug unit in the city as one. So in order to increase in one part of government, you've got to decrease in another part of government, otherwise you're guaranteeing a tax increase. So that's why I want to look at all areas to make sure that we're prioritizing properly, that we can make a difference. And I don't want to suggest that the drug issue is purely going to be solved by increased police enforcement. It's much bigger than that.